What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here in front of one of these telephone pole with a speaker looking things because I wanted to know what they are and what's their purpose. Turns out they're air raid sirens, and they're a remnant of the Cold War when people feared we would be under nuclear attack from Russia. This I gotta know more about. Let's get into it. I mean, these things are seriously nondescript. This is just in front of an apartment building, and it looks just like a telephone pole, at first glance. And now the thing is, they were installed all over Los Angeles specifically because we're the closest metropolitan area to Russia, and a nuclear bomb launched from Russia at the time would have taken 30 minutes to get here, giving people enough time to be warned and go take shelter. This civil defense siren right here was the first one ever installed in Los Angeles. It's on the corner of Hazeltine and Weddington in Van Nuys, and it's one of 231 still remaining, even though none of them are in active service. So it's crazy. In the 1950s all the way up to the early 1980s, there were tests every Friday, 10 a.m. These air raid sirens would go off, and in schools they would duck under desks. People would test their nuclear shelters. This was a real concern of people, and these air raid sirens all over Los Angeles had a real purpose. So it's estimated that there were more than 1,000 of these air raid sirens installed at various points in Los Angeles. There are 4 main types. They don't all look like this, and most have been removed now. But there are still 231 of these sirens around Los Angeles that if you look closely enough, you'll be sure to find. I'm also going to include a map. Here's that map of all 231 air raid sirens still remaining in Los Angeles. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. It may sound archaic now, but people were genuinely fearful that these attacks were going to come. There was propaganda from the government by the way of advertising, pamphlets, films that were warning people that these attacks were imminent, and that's why these sirens were necessary. So were these air raid sirens ever utilized outside of tests? Yes, one time in 1942, on February 25th, the air raid wardens were summoned, got up in their towers and sounded all the sirens in Los Angeles. There was a suspected Japanese plane off the Pacific coast, and the U.S. Naval Intelligence fired 1,400 anti-aircraft artillery at the ship, and there were 5 civilian casualties from that artillery and multiple more from car accidents related to the sirens. But alas, there was no Japanese plane and there was no attack, but the sirens did their job. So next time you see one of these crazy poles around Los Angeles, you know what they were here for. Air raid sirens for civil defense. All right, LA, it's been a minute.